artist, and I've also been teaching art privately from my home for over 15 years. I have 3 children, and I have been homeschooling them on and off for the last 7 years. So with those two combined, actually 3 combined things, and also my degree in art, I decided to compile a once a week program, just an art project that you can do either with your kids, or you can play the video for your kids while you're getting something else done, and be able to have a great art education for your kid. Growing up, art was not the most important subject and I feel like I didn't have the best teachers in art. I don't want that to happen to you. I don't want that to happen to your kids. I want them to know how to express themselves. I want them to make educated decisions about how colors go together and how to create other colors. The basics of drawing. I can't even tell you how many times I have been told that people can't even draw stick figures. You can draw, and I will teach you how to do that this year. There's just so many great things about art. Art, it connects us. It helps us to express things that we don't have the words for. So I can't wait to do this with you. One of the things that I have learned through homeschooling is that if you're going to be successful in this program, you need to gather your supplies, have a set time that you're going to do this activity. So whether it be, you can call it Fun Friday, and that's the day that you do art and you can play the video and you have your box of supplies ready to go. Or if you want to review the video on Friday and then the following week use the video in your lessons when it fits in your schedule, just put it in your schedule and do it. I have some supplies here. I tried to pick supplies for these projects that you most likely have at home, or right now is an excellent time to buy these supplies as they are all on sale for back to school. And hopefully most of the lessons won't have any extras, but if they do have extras, they will be things that hopefully you'll have around the house. So to start out, I have just some washable markers. These are they're the Crazy Art washable markers. I haven't found a lot of difference between these and the Crayola, so I don't mind buying the less expensive if it doesn't compromise quality too much. Also get some acrylic paints. For our purposes, we can use these craft paints. They're low cost and they're replaceable, and sometimes I find that if we are overly concerned about the price, then we feel like, oh, you're gonna waste it, or and we don't want to be concerned about wasting or those unnecessary things. So these craft paints will work perfectly for our purposes. One thing I would say is let your student or yourself pick colors that you love, that you're drawn to, because that is the start of how to gain your own style, is using colors that you identify with. You can also get a black and a white and a form of red, blue, and yellow, because those are our primary colors, but I find that choosing those colors that you like is going to make you like your art better, trust me. You're gonna need some glue, glue and glue stick. I don't care if you buy whatever brand you buy. I don't think that's a big deal. A watercolor set. The cheapest I would buy is maybe a Crayola set. This set came from Hobby Lobby, and it is, I think, 18 colors, and it works pretty good. So another thing is these are index cards. So get a pack of index cards. I like to use a lot of index cards when I'm testing colors out. That stays with my palette, so I know exactly what color those watercolors are going to make. but I prefer you to get the 5x7 because I also use these to do warm-ups. So just like we warm up our bodies when we're going to exercise and we don't go full force sprint, it's also nice to warm up our brains and bodies when we're doing art. Art actually can take a lot of energy and thought, and so it's nice to ease into it. So some 5x7 note cards. I would like you to have some oil pastels. I got these just at the dollar bin recently, or not the dollar bin, it was $3 at Target. So I'm sure you could still go get some. I don't know the quality because I haven't pulled them out of the package. So I apologize if you go and get them and they're not fantastic. Some pencils. I like to have a mechanical pencil. I like to draw with mechanical pencils. I just like the feel of them. And then shading, I like to use the pencils you have to sharpen. At least a 2B in softness is what you need so that you can get those dark values, and if you do less pressure you can get light values. So you want to stay away from the H's and the HB's because those are very hard lead, and so they write very light, but you can do pretty much everything with a soft pencil with a 2B. So for our purposes, you probably have one of those around the house too. And then some Sharpie markers. These are waterproof, so when they're wet they won't bleed, and so that they're great for outlining and things like that. Just black is great, a fine black and a regular Sharpie black. A ruler, some masking tape. You can get this just in the paint section. I got that at Walmart for $1, so I guess you guys are gonna have a trip to Walmart. Or wherever you want to go. Crayons, I like Crayola. This is one of the things that I actually am a little pickier about because the Crayola, they have more pigment, more color pigment to the wax, and so the off brands are a little waxier, so you don't get it like the vibrant colors. So and then you're gonna need this watercolor paper. This is Canson. It works great. It will hold the acrylic. It won't bleed through when we use the Sharpies. You'll get decent watercolor effects when you use watercolor. You'll need 2 packs of these per student if you're gonna plan on doing the whole 52 weeks, or if you really are on a budget, then you can get 1 and then you can cut the papers in half if you need to. So for those families that have more than 1 kid, you don't need to buy everybody a set of markers, crayons, all of those things. The only thing you really they need their own is paper and a drawing board. So I like these Masonite boards. They work great, and I have had this forever, and I use it a lot. It makes art extremely portable and easy, and you can pop it up on an easel if you need to, or on your lap, or on a table. It's great, and it clearly gets the mess instead of your tables and all of those things. So I highly recommend grabbing one of these. This one was actually bought at an art store, but you can also go to Home Depot or Lowe's and get a giant board and cut it apart if you need several of them. If that is not something that you want to do, you can always use cardboard. It will work. You're just gonna have to replace it more often. So that's the extremely low cost way to go about. Also a pack of paintbrushes. I was going to buy just a pack from from Walmart, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it because I already have way too many paintbrushes. Just get a variety with flat and round brushes. The synthetic brushes are just fine. just not the really cheap like plastic ones that come in watercolor sets. Those are no good. So something with somewhat nice tips. Really, you don't have to go super expensive. You can buy a pack for $6, or I'll put a link on in the comments section of some supplies that are gonna work just fine for you. I like to buy paper plates to put the paint on as my color palette because I hate cleaning palettes. It's a pain and it takes forever and you're like scraping it off. So that's my one area where I don't mind just throwing this in the garbage. It makes it so fast to clean up, and it doesn't make your paint palette your enemy. And then a 3-ring binder is what we're going to use to keep our handouts in, and also as a sketchbook, because you can put type paper in as much as you need. You can keep adding type paper in your 3-ring binder. If you don't have a 3-ring binder but you have a sketchbook, that will work too. You can just glue the pages into the sketchbook if you want to do that. And then, like I said, there won't be a whole lot of supplies that we're going to use other than what I just showed you, but every once in a while there will be things like magazines that we're going to need for our first lesson. Not these, you can get whatever's in your house. This is just, I have some kid magazines, some house magazines. So whatever you have on hand will work for our project for collaging. And I actually probably won't keep these in my bin because they get heavy, but I don't want to pack them around. So everything should fit really nicely in that bin, and except for probably your drawing board. But you can just file that away nicely on top. And so gather those supplies and get ready for our lesson on Friday. I will see you then.